Welcome back, YouTubers, to another TNA Impact Wrestling review of us, the British Fist.
Gotcha.
Of course, I am Mr. Parkin, as you well know. But this is the main event right here, at the beginning of the show. NJ, what's up? We don't open with a mortal, do we? We open with us. Make sure you guys subscribe up above, like this video, and get your comments on the TNA Impact Wrestling show down below.
Make sure you contact us in the link in the description box below.
Yes, and also make sure to check out for our Q&A tomorrow. Super SmackDown was on Tuesday. We're going to be uploading it on Friday, so make sure you check that out. A bit of a schedule change this week, eh?
A little bit.
Kind of like WWE.
A little bit like that, yeah.
All right then, let's get straight onto this review then. Was it me or did TNA feel a lot better not in that fucking Impact Zone?
It did have a good different feeling to it. The crowd were more with the actual show.
It was just so much better to see, wasn't it? The entrance ramp, the crowd noise was just so much better. And I feel that even the only issue with me, right, is there's a pay-per-view in 10 days. You wouldn't know, would you?
I didn't know that.
There's no matches announced. Did we get any matches announced tonight?
Not for what it sounded like, no.
Exactly, no. So come on, TNA, no surrender. Let's hype up this pay-per-view. But anyway, let's go on to the opener. We open with Hogan again. Basically, he announces it's going to be Flair versus Hogan on the Impact After No Surrender. So you're going to have a big match like this on free TV and not at the pay-per-view. I'm just saying, you know, it kind of doesn't make too much sense to me.
Well, it makes me think, now what is Sting going to do at No Surrender?
Yeah, we don't know what anyone's going to do at No Surrender because we don't know, apart from the semi-final and final matches of the BFG tournament, we don't really know what the fuck's happening, do we?
No, it doesn't really make much sense.
No, now comes Angle, of course. Hogan continues to dominate the mic, and we're thinking to ourselves, give Angle the mic, he's the fucking champion. But Hogan continues to dominate. That's one thing that annoyed me about this segment.
Because the thing is, we all know that Angle's good at mic,
yes.
So for Hogan to take most of Angle's words and roll, it kind of made the opening segment not the best as it could have been.
Yeah, he basically wants Angle to take Sting out later tonight because the main event, we're going to get Angle versus Sting for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. So TNA can have a World Heavyweight Championship on free TV, but they can't hype a fucking TNA World Heavyweight Championship match to their pay-per-view.
Oh, it's a big problem. Especially
Yes.
with a match like this.
And Sting accepts, of course. Why would you turn down an offer as good as that, eh?
No, they give us the run-through that he's going to get Hogan as a prize at the end.
Yep, and Hogan will be the special guest enforcer. Woohoo! Because we wanted an extra guy like him in the main event tonight, didn't we?
Yeah, he didn't mean to be a part of it, but
yeah, I guess it's all part of doing this Hogan Sting thing for Valkyrie. So I guess it kind of makes sense in that way. Opening segment, too much Hogan time. It could have been a bit shorter, couldn't it?
It should have been shorter.
Definitely. RVD versus Gunner. It set up the main event of the evening, though, so that was good, I think.
That is very true. And now this RVD versus Gunner. Okay.
Yes, BFG series match.
That's very true. And the big problem I had with this was, again, it wasn't focusing on the match. It was focusing on the interference that we had. And
it's kind of stupid when you do that because this is what is essentially the decider. This is from the matches we got tonight, this is the decider to see who's going to be the last guy in the BFG series. And you're concentrating more on what's happening outside the ring. And even though what's happening outside the ring isn't bad, it still kind of deteriorates your tournament and doesn't really make it seem that important, does it?
I agree. It's just that this match, I wasn't expecting a lot from this match, but if there weren't the interference, maybe it would have just been a bit more of a better match than what it was.
The match went 5 minutes, it got decent time. Morgan prevents Joe from getting into the ring. I don't know why they had to do that now when they had a segment later on. Also, we had Jerry Lynn come out and distract RVD for the win. Like, come on.
I guess they continued to tease in this whole RVD versus Jerry Lynn again.
Yeah. So it looks like we're going to have Gunner, Bully Ray, James Storm, and Robert Roode in the BFG Final Four. Your thoughts?
Not a bad final four. Some of them are pretty ones that you think they should be the main events now. They should be getting a shot at the championship.
I expect Robert Roode to win.
It would be good if he does.
Yes, a face has to win that. We're also getting it also seems like we're getting an RVD Lynn rivalry. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know.
No, and maybe they'll go with Samoa Joe and Matt Morgan sometime down the line as well.
Yep. You predicted it, NJ. Let's see if we're right in the later segments because we will be. We then have a Knockouts announcement segment where, we have Eric Bischoff coming out and, with Tracy Brooks. And then all of a sudden, Eric Bischoff says, he bigs up the fucking Knockout division, doesn't he? But very slightly, though. And then he brings out Karen Angle as the fucking VP of talent or something. And it's just like, what are you doing? Was this really needed? Just saying.
I don't think so, because the Knockouts were doing fine without adding Karen to it, but she basically just warns them all not to get in her path and just keep on a good side.
One thing I will say about this, at least it puts emphasis on the knockouts, even if it is in kind of a bad way. I hate the way that whenever one of the Jarretts is involved, they get huge amounts of mic time, more than they really need. And it just made the segment drag on a little bit for me.
Yeah, this wasn't the best part of the night for me. I just was listening to it, but I don't really care.
Yeah, Jarrett announces ODB and Jackie to the roster, and then Tracy Brooks is her assistant. So yeah, really achieved a lot.
That's what came out of it.
Yeah, I know. Next we get an X Division tag team match between Austin Aries and Kid Cash, and Kendrick and Jesse Sorensen. So they're kind of combining the two feuds into one tag team match there, which I thought was good. I also thought it was a good match too. 5 minutes.
It got the two feuds involved in TNA in a good way, and the match itself, it was an entertaining match. I think I enjoyed it.
And with Kendrick and Austin Aries being at the pay-per-view, I guess you could say this is hyping the pay-per-view match, but it's not been announced. That's the one issue I have with it. At least we see the two rivalries kind of developed some way or another. We have Kendrick and Aries fighting on the ramp, and we have Sorensen get the roll up on Kid Cash. I just wish they'd announced the X Division match sooner or later, because we know Austin Aries is the number one contender, we know Kendrick's the champion, so why can't we have it announced?
Yeah, it would be good to have announced it after this match.
Any more thoughts on this segment? I thought it was a pretty decent segment overall.
And after the not so good segment before, this followed on quite nicely. It did.
Yep, okay then. We then have a Jeff Hardy video package hyping up his return next week. Yay!
Yeah, I don't really care. I don't watch it when Jeff was in TNA, but because of my thoughts on Jeff Hardy, I just don't care.
All you need to do is go watch the Victory Road main event, and trust me, your thoughts on Jeff Hardy will be bad, even worse, to be honest. He's going to get a live mic next week, apparently, on TNA Impact, so yeah, we look forward to what he has to say there. I don't know. We then get a TNA Knockouts title match.
Here we go.
Giving away pay-per-view matches on free TV, TNA.
Yeah!
Woohoo! We get Mickie James versus Winter. One good thing I'll say about this, even though this should be at the pay-per-view, at least we got some video packages, we got some Winter video packages. The problem is, Winter's not been featured on TV for the last 3 weeks. That's the only thing, but at least you get pre-match interviews, which was good. It helped build to the match.
I quite enjoyed them. They were good. Like, you see the Winter one before, and it just shows you the closeness of them and how important this championship is. Then Mickie James backstage saying, bring A game. It was definitely gave us hype up to this Knockout Divas.
Just why wasn't this hype for the pay-per-view? I don't understand why they've done this on free TV. Why not hype it for the pay-per-view? It seems like a good feud to hype. Why not do it for the pay-per-view?
Yeah, it would have been a good pay-per-view match, because obviously with these two, they're going to put on a good knockout match, so sadly it's happening now instead of the pay-per-view.
Unfortunately, yes. They love giving away matches on free TV, don't they? That should really be at the pay-per-view. SmackDown booking, as I like to call it.
Sounds it, yeah.
The match itself, though, went for 6 minutes. It was I thought it was a decent knockouts match. The only issue I have with it is, why was it on free TV? But Mickie James is the new TNA Knockout Champion, which I can't moan about, but I just wish it would have happened at the pay-per-view.
Well, the good thing about it, like you said, it was the time. I was really liking the time it got. I wouldn't say it's the best knockout match we've had before, but it was good. And how long has Winter had her championship?
For about 3 weeks.
3 weeks title reign.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Now it's gone back to Mickie James, which is the obvious choice.
I don't know. I really wish they'd give her at least a month with it and had it at the pay-per-view. That's my only gripe with this, because I thought it was a very good segment. I just wish they'd have done it at the pay-per-view instead and used this segment to maybe hype the feud and announce a match for what could have been a good pay-per-view match, in my opinion.
That could have been a good idea.
Yeah, that's the only real gripe I have with that, and it's a big gripe at that, because TNA really do need to hype for their pay-per-view coming in 10 days, of which there is no matches announced for, like we said earlier on in the show.
Sadly true.
Yeah. We then get an interesting segment between Matt Morgan and Samoa Joe. Very good to see Matt Morgan back in the ring and on the mic, isn't it?
Yeah, because that's the thing I quite like. Because obviously he was just really frustrated that Samoa Joe's doing all this in TNA now, and just come out and face him like a man. It
was good the fact that TNA gave Matt Morgan promo time, because it gives him a chance to develop a feud with Samoa Joe, and it looks like this is kind of going to be built to some sort of pay-per-view, whether it's No Surrender or Bound for Glory. I do like the fact they give Morgan a bit of mic time, and Samoa Joe came out and again looked strong, and they had a bit of a fight. It was an interesting segment, to say the least.
The good thing about this is that they did have good fight time with Matt Morgan was being dominant first, and then it ended up with Samoa Joe coming out on top. I just thought that definitely gave us something great there. I
was really into this segment. I enjoyed the fact that they gave Morgan his little spot at the beginning, and then they made Joe look strong by hitting his injured arm with the chair. So it's, I really enjoyed this, and it looks like we're going to get in this match, and it's a match which I never really thought I'd see, but I'm actually quite looking forward to watching now.
Well, I'm just glad Matt Morgan's coming back, and he's going to be doing what he does best, which is wrestle. He's going to get Samoa Joe good choice there.
He's no BFG analysis, is he?
Not really, no.
I don't think the headset really fits on his head, if I'm honest with you.
No,
He's that big. Yeah, so, and again, a very effective segment, in my opinion. Just a shame it couldn't really have done, you know, announced match for the pay-per-view, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they could have done it here. Maybe they'll do it next week. I just wish they'd announced matches for this fucking pay-per-view. I really do. Right, next segment then. AJ Styles and Daniels. Again, we get some video packages before the match, hyping it up, which was good, I thought. I think TNA did that well in a couple of matches today. Tonight.
That's true, and the thing is, by this time, we saw how much limited time we had for these matches.
Yeah.
Because it's really coming to the end of the show, so these matches, they got okay time, but they could have gone on longer if other segments backstage weren't happening.
There was a couple of backstage segments which were a bit unnecessary, like Jeff Jarrett and fucking Hogan. Also, that Divas and that Knockouts announcement thing could have been cut down a lot, and I think could have been added to this and the next segment. The match itself, though, got 7 minutes, the longest match of the night. I guess the match itself was pretty decent for the time it got. It was pretty effective, I thought.
I wouldn't say it's AJ's and Daniel's best match.
Not at that time.
No, and to be honest, I was into it, but again, they just felt like something was missing. I just couldn't grasp what it was.
I just think what was missing was the fact that you didn't allow them to sort of go to that extra level after, you know, it had 7 minutes. They could, if they got given 10, they could have gone to that extra level, in my opinion. I thought that the way the finish was quite interesting. I thought you got Daniels getting the pin after AJ Styles slips on the rope. So you have this sort of like opportunist Christopher Daniels getting one up on his buddy, who's always got one up on him in the TNA career.
And also the way it finished, kind of think there could be another match
because
it finished not unfairly, but not right for AJ. So
basically, yeah, because Christopher Daniels. AJ puts his hand up for Christopher Daniels. Christopher Daniels doesn't shake it, rolls out of the ring. It looks like Christopher Daniels is turning heel. He's got major boos, probably canned heat, but there we go. It seems like they're going to turn him heel to make him feud with AJ Styles. I just really wonder why are they doing this with Christopher Daniels? Why can't they just make him move on from AJ Styles? It doesn't help his character, in my opinion, that he's always involved with AJ Styles. Can you not give him his own sort of persona? Do you know what I mean?
Would be an idea, because obviously now we're looking at it. I don't think Daniels is going to go anywhere, like you said. No. My time's up and all that. I think he's going to stay now. This is giving you a feeling that it could happen again.
And it looks like I said, this feud will probably continue now. Maybe AJ will do a Christian.
Probably.
I want my rematch. Because AJ Styles, Daniels has been good at that recently, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going to give these two sets to do, so I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, an effective segment for what the time it got. You know, and it established a heel turn, I guess, and a feud possibly for Bound for Glory. Who knows?
Possibly.
Next, we have the main event. We have Jeremy Borash's announcement for the main event. Kanga versus Sting for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship with Hogan as the special guest enforcer. The match got 6.5 minutes and probably not more than most TNA main events, I might say, though. Just not enough time.
And the thing is, with this match, again, you're right, the time limit was a bit low for me, but to be honest, again, this match didn't have any like wow moments in. That's just disappointing.
The kids have each other's finishes, which was good, I thought.
There was that, yeah.
Yeah, but it didn't really build up to it very well, did it? With the time it got. You can't really build up to kicking out finishes in 6.5 minutes, can you? That's the problem.
No, but in my eyes, it was the aftermath that, again, was the highlight of this whole thing. Yeah,
you had Angle. I mean, I thought it was a decent match between the two. Angle wins after the Angle Slam on the chair when Gunner and Hogan interfere, and you kind of knew there'd be some sort of immortal involvement with Hogan at ringside, calling, "Oh, come down, sir! Bully Ray, Jeff Jarrett, Scott Steiner." It wasn't needed. But, like I said, the aftermath, you had Hogan and Sting staring each other down in the ring, Immortal beating on Sting, and then who comes to save the day? Mr. Anderson! Anderson! And for us at the British Fist, we love Mr. Anderson, so to see him return, clear the ring with a baseball bat, was fucking awesome, and a mark-out moment of the night. Put it there, man. Fucking love this finish.
Like we said, that is the best part of the match was okay, but the aftermath gave us something there. Yeah. We got to see a bit of Mr. Anderson and Bully Ray, so maybe they're going to continue to look there. So also the aftermath definitely gave us a feeling of what is to come.
Yep, so hopefully something develops from this next week. If you've seen the spoilers, you'll know what happens, but we're not going to disclose them here because we don't do that. Right, so your overall thoughts on today's show, NJ, and give me a grade.
It was a lot entertaining in TNA than last week.
Yes.
Some segments were either dragged out or shouldn't have been on the show. It gave us something of what could happen, but it's just not been announced, which TNA should be doing. But overall, I think it was a good TNA for what it was.
Yeah, I was very entertained with TNA tonight. I thought most of the matches were pretty good. A lot of the segments, I think, achieved what they were supposed to achieve. That knockout segment was quite bad, but you know, some of the booking decisions there, like not having certain matches at pay-per-views. I really wish TNA would hype to their pay-per-view a bit better. Announce some matches, you know, instead of having them on free TV. Can you not announce a TNA whatever championship match now? That's the only problem I have with the show.
Because the thing is, we haven't really got long to the next pay-per-view.
Another episode.
Well, they've got to announce all that in one event.
Exactly. It's not looking good, the pay-per-view, is it, at the moment, with no matches?
No, because obviously you want to get people hyped up for the pay-per-view, and it's just not coming there yet.
And it's hard sometimes to hype to pay-per-view matches when you don't know what the matches are. You can get the feel, but you don't know who's involved in it, so you can't really get the proper feel for it. Even though tonight we've got some effective segments, it would be better if those matches had been pre-announced, so we knew what the segment would be involving. I
agree, but to fit it all into one night, which is next week, I don't think it's going to be the best idea.
No, but anyway, I mean, I'll give this a B or a B minus. I thought it was an entertaining show. There was obviously, like we said, some lack of pay-per-view hype, but I thought it was a very entertaining show. With it being on the road, it was good. The matches, I thought, most of the matches are good. The mic work, I thought, was decent. So yeah, I'm going to give this a B minus.
I'm going to give it a B minus. It would have got a B if the matches that we got a feeling from were actually longer, and if the match that we got a feeling from actually got announced, it would have got a B. But
yeah, and I would have given this a B plus if Karen Jarrett wasn't in that fucking segment and it dragged on so fucking long.
Yeah, and that's another point. Jeff Jarrett's back, so he had to get involved many times tonight that he just didn't need to.
Yes, and so did his wife.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, positivity, NJ. Fucking Anderson returned and cleared the ring, so I'm happy with that.
So,
go on, sorry.
So it's basically going to give us, with Anderson here now, it's going to give us a feeling of what is yet to come in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, so you've heard our thoughts on TNA Impact Wrestling this week. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to know what you thought of the show. Make sure we get your comments in that comment section below, and we will respond to them accordingly.
And that is it. That's been it from the British Fist. Ka-ching.
Ka-ching indeed.
And now I'm going to say for Mr. Parkin and NJ, what's up? Goodbye.